Do you guys remember Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie and their reality show The Simple Life? Well, did you know that Nicole is Sofia Richie's older sister? Anyway, if you don't remember the reality show, it's okay, because I'm here to update you on everything. And believe me, you won't regret hearing what I'm about to tell you about Nicole Richie's life full of ups and downs. And, of course, it involves the Kardashians. So stay with me to find out why Nicole Richie isn't a spoiled rich girl. Before I tell you about the time when Nicole Richie's life was related to Paris Hilton and the Kardashians, let me tell you about the terrible things she had to go through when she was little. I honestly never imagined that her past could be so sad. Nicole Camille Escovedo, or Nicole Richie as we know her today, was born on September 21, 1981 in Berkeley, California. She's the daughter of Peter Michael Escovedo and Karen Moss. Peter Escovedo and Lionel Richie were good friends, and when Peter and Karen couldn't afford to provide for their daughter, they asked Lionel to take care of their 2-year-old girl. The story has just begun and it's already sad. Lionel Richie and his then-wife Brenda Harvey Richie took little Nicole under their wing, but they legally adopted her when she was 9 years old. And as if that wasn't enough for such a little girl, her adoptive father Lionel Richie had an affair. The split with Brenda Harvey Richie went quickly, leaving Nicole with more than understandable emotional damage. Because of that, she had to go to therapy throughout much of her childhood and teenage years. Then in 1995, her adoptive dad Lionel remarried for the third time with his lover Diane Alexander. A year before they got married, they had a son, Miles Brockman, and then in 1998, a daughter, Sofia Richie. As if Nicole didn't have enough problems, in 2003, Lionel divorced again, so stability was never a thing in her life. Now you see why I told you her life was terrible? And I know you want to know what relationship Sofia and Nicole have today. I'll tell you about it in a second. In 1986, when she was just 5 years old, Nicole met Paris Hilton in kindergarten at Sherman Oaks, California. And since then, they were inseparable. Guess who else was Nicole's friend? None other than Kim Kardashian. Kim told Entertainment Tonight that when they were 11, she and Nicole used to steal lipstick from shops. What a paradox that once Kim did her makeup with stolen products. Did you think that we could talk about Nicole and Kim being friends without mentioning Paris Hilton? In 2003, thanks to Paris and their very famous friendship, they starred in their own reality show, The Simple Life. They showed off a lifestyle that only the rich can have, and that basically meant partying and having fun all the time. Watching the incredible lives of these spoiled girls was addictive for young people. The show became even more popular when Nicole and Paris decided to get to work and get their hands dirty with field work. Then, in 2005, Paris and Nicole had one of the most scandalous fights at the time. Paris said, "It's no big secret that Nicole and I are no longer friends. Nicole knows what she did, and that's all I'm ever gonna say about it." But on the other hand, Nicole said that they had drifted apart and that the whole thing had been blown out of proportion because, in reality, it wasn't that deep. What do you think happened to that friendship that they were fighting like this? Could it be that a man came between them? Despite that, Paris and Nicole continued with their fictional friendship in front of the cameras, even though everyone could see that the chemistry between them wasn't the same. Do you think you would be able to pretend that you made up with a friend? Also, in 2005, Nicole wrote the book The Truth About Diamonds. It's a story of a model who was betrayed by her best friend, and then her long-lost birth father appeared out of nowhere while she's battling her demons. Supposedly, it's a fictional story, but was everything really invented? What do you think? Aren't there too many coincidences? That whole pretend friendship continued until 2007. Of course, in the midst of all the conflict that arose between Nicole and Paris, the format of the reality show changed. For example, in the 4th season, they took the roles of housewives while the real wives were absent for a while. So, to not meet, Nicole and Paris did the tasks separately in a kind of who-did-it-better way, and then only appeared together in the last episode of the season. In 2006, Nicole started dating Joel Madden. If you don't know who he is, don't worry. Do you remember Good Charlotte? Well, the leader of the band is Joel Madden, and he's responsible for stealing Nicole's heart. Just a year later, in 2007, Nicole made headlines again, but for much more serious reasons. She was arrested for driving under the influence. Besides that, when she was arrested, she was very thin and she was pregnant at the time. Something was wrong with Nicole, and even she knew that. Luckily, the story has a happy ending, because in 2008, she and Joel had a daughter, Harlow. And only 1 year later, in 2009, their son Sparrow was born. Finally, in December 2010, Nicole and Joel got married. Now coming back to the topic of the arrest, Nicole was supposed to be in custody for 4 days, but then, because of the supposed overcrowding, she was released after 82 minutes. Yes, these are the things that happen to the rich and famous. The matter was resolved relatively quickly, since Nicole was willing to cooperate and had pled guilty. In the end, she enrolled in an anti-drinking driver education program and was sentenced to 3 years of probation, in addition to a fine of $2,048. Nicole said in an interview with Diane Sawyer that that was her way of paying off her debts and taking responsibility for not behaving like an adult. But that wasn't the first time that Nicole went to prison. In 2003, she was arrested for a similar reason, although that time she was driving in the wrong direction on a Los Angeles highway. It seems that she misunderstood the signs. Nicole said that rising to fame so quickly took away her chance for a normal life, and she was very tired of that. She not only was very young, but she also wanted to try something different, and that's why Nicole started using illegal substances, although later she took responsibility for her life and checked herself into rehab. The person who also felt responsible for Nicole was her adoptive father, Lionel Richie. He said that he felt that he was a bad father and that he thought his job was to bring money home. That's why he was always on tour, and because of that, he wasn't able to be a caring dad who supports his children. But Nicole never blamed him. She thought it wasn't her place to judge mistakes that weren't her own, and that's why she loves her adoptive father. Today, Nicole is like a new woman. She's a wife, a mother, and still continues to work in fashion. In 2008, she launched a jewelry line, House of Harlow 1960, named after her eldest daughter, which is still successful. And it wasn't her only success, because in 2010, Nicole won the award for Entrepreneur of the Year at the Glamour Women of the Year Awards. If it still doesn't seem like much, I have to tell you that she didn't abandon her career as a writer. In 2010, a year that brought Nicole a lot of success, she wrote a novel titled Priceless. It tells the story of a girl who loses everything and then learns about the things that really matter in life. But in this case, the writer isn't someone who's lost everything. It's quite the opposite. First of all, both Nicole and Sofia are daughters of Lionel Richie, a singer-songwriter who has a net worth of $200 million. In addition, the fashion designer hasn't slowed down for a second because, as I already told you, she has her own jewelry brand. And this isn't the only thing she has going on, because she's also an actress and works hard. Since 2018, Nicole has been starring in the HBO series Camping and in Netflix Grace and Frankie. So there's all that, and remember that she also had a reality show with her friend Paris Hilton, thanks to which she earned $10 million. Oh well, I mentioned Paris, so now I'll tell you more about their friendship. In an interview in 2018, Nicole was asked for how long she hadn't spoken to Paris, to which she replied that it actually had been a while since they talked. But she immediately clarified that she believed that in a true friendship, you don't have to talk to your friends every day. It's important to call them once in a while and know that they will be there for you when you need them. What do you think? I can't spend more than a week without talking to my best friend. What about you? And to shut down all the rumors, Nicole added that although she hadn't talked to Paris for a while, they still were very good friends and they respected and loved each other a lot. And that's nice. Of course, there are those friendships where you don't see each other for years, but when you meet, everything is right where you left it. What's Paris Hilton's side of the story? Well, Paris confirmed that everything was fine between them, saying that she also loved Nicole and that they were at a good moment in their friendship. She added that they were actually going to meet at a high school reunion. Those two have known each other for a long time. While their friendship is still going strong, Paris and Nicole wouldn't decide to do the reality show that brought them so much success and fame again. Paris said that they enjoyed doing what they did, traveling the world with your best friend and doing jobs they would never do. They had a great time, but now she's a businesswoman and wouldn't even have the time to do it. And what about the relationship that Nicole has with her adoptive sister, Sofia Richie? We know that Sofia, Nicole's younger sister, is in a relationship with Scott Disick. Yes, the Scott Disick who was married to Kourtney Kardashian. The thing is that Nicole doesn't seem to be happy that her younger sister is dating a guy who's 15 years older than her and has 3 children. Does love really know no boundaries and age is just a number? What would you say? Nicole is worried about Sofia because although she knows that her little sister is very mature and does well in life, she sees that she's gotten very invested in her relationship with Scott, and she's also present in the life of his 3 children, Mason, Penelope, and Rain. Would you also worry about Sofia if she was your little sister? The days in which Nicole and Paris weren't on good terms are over for both of them, and today Nicole looks at everything from another perspective. That's why she thinks that Sofia is too young to be with a man older than her and to play stepmother. Nicole wants the best for her younger sister and believes she should concentrate on her career and on herself. The truth is that life goes around, and the world is very small because life brought Kim Kardashian and Nicole Richie together again. I wonder if they remember their adventures with stealing cosmetics when they were little. Would you have ever thought that Nicole Richie's life wasn't that easy? Have you watched Paris and Nicole's reality show? Would you like to see them together again? Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with Curiosips. Until next time.